Okay children, so today we will be continuing the chapter. So last time we were talking about some of the animals. We were talking about the movement, how the animals move from one place to another and what makes them move easier or how do they swim. We were talking about those things. Now today we are going to discuss about breathing in animal. So breathing is a very important process. Breathing is a process in which animals, they take in oxygen and they give out carbon dioxide. So oxygen is very important to us. Without oxygen the cell will die and animal will not be able to survive. So breathing is very important process. Now the process of breathing is different from in case of different animals. So first we will be seeing of insects. So in case of insects, they do not have lungs and all, but they have small network of air tubes in the body that is known as your trachea. These trachea are across their body and to the side of on the sides of their body known as the spiracles. So this is how insects they are able to breathe. Then we have fishes. Now fish, they live in water and they do not have nose and all, but they breathe through their gills. Now what they do, they take in water that is present in the they take in water that is present into the ponds or lake which they are through their mouth. Then they pass the water through their gills. While doing so, the oxygen dissolves in water while passing through their mm, while passing out through their gills. The oxygen that are present in water, that are absorbed from their blood vessels to various part of the body. Next one we have are amphibians. They are very unique animals as they can live in both land and water. Examples we know is frog. Now they can breathe through their lungs and as well as they can breathe through their skins. Um, you we know the life cycle of a frog. The frog, before it becomes a frog, it is they are the state which they are the life cycle which they possess before becoming frog. They are tadpoles. Now tadpoles, they have gills, but later on when they become bigger, while they become frog, those gills disappear and lungs are formed. Then we have reptiles. Reptiles like crocodile and lizard, they breathe through their lungs. So they also have lungs. Now bird, they also have lungs and they breathe through their lungs. Now next one is mammal, very important. As you can see in the diagram, they have lungs. So mammal, they inhale air from their nose which travels through their windpipe and goes to the lungs. Now the in the lungs the oxygen enters into the lungs and it is being dissolved. Those oxygens dissolve in blood, and the blood, through the circulatory system, the blood is traveling in all part of the body. Now in the same way, deoxygenated birds bloods are also brought from heart to the lungs, and through them your carbon dioxide and water vapors are exhaled. Now another mammals which do not live on land but they live on water are your whales and dolphins. So they do have lungs and they breathe through their nose, like you have seen in TVs and all, how dolphins and whales, after various interval, they come to the surface of the water and they breathe through their nose, which are usually present at the back of their head, top of the head. So this was related to breathing. Now we are going to see some of the food habits of the animals. Now basically animals can be divided into three groups: herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous. So herbivorous are animals which feeds on which they feed on grass and other substance, like they usually like to eat grass, stems and other substance. So they do not eat meat and all. So like I said, like herbivores, they feed on grass and other substance. So their teeth are also very uh, they have sharp teeth at the front, which is usually used for grinding. And some of the examples of herbivores are cow, buffalo, horse, giraffe, and we do have other examples as well. Next one is omnivorous. Omnivores are those animals that eat the flesh of other animals, and they usually have long pointed canines. So as you can see in the diagram out here, teeth of lions, so these teeth are known as your canines, and usually these teeth they are used for tearing the flesh of other animals. Then some animals like squirrels and rabbits, small mice, they eat some food, seeds, fruits, and all. We also have butterflies which feeds on nectar. So nectars are some of the fruit juice some of the juices of flowers. So they have a special organ, this bees and butterfly known as proboscis. So because of that, they are able to suck the nectar out of flower, and with the help of this, bees usually they make uh, honeys and all. So this kind of proboscis, it also can be seen in case of mosquito, which helps them to suck blood. So the beak of birds are shaped according to the type of food they eat. So usually we have seen many birds, and according to different birds we have different types of beak. Parrot, they have curves so that they can crack nuts. Sparrows and pigeon, they have small beak so that they can eat grass. And eagles and falcon, they have, since they are carnivores, they have strong and sharp beak. So you see that even different birds have different varieties of beak. Now some of the special behaviors of animal, like these are some unique property or unique behavior of some of the animals. Like first one is migration. Migration is moving from one place to another in large amount. As you can see in the diagram, thousands of birds are migrating from one place to another. Usually this kind of migration takes place in order to find food, or during some climatic change, or in case of breeding. So as you can see, the Siberian crane migrates from India. So they fly about 90,000 kilometers to India in winter, and again they fly back to Siberia during summer. So Siberian crane, they travel from Siberia to India during the times of winter. Then another one is monarch butterfly that lives in Canada. So during the winter time, they travel to Mexico. Same way you have some seals and whales are also there in Alaska, which travels to Pacific Ocean. So here are some of the example. Arctic terns, they fly about 17,000 kilometers to Antarctica during winters, and some whale also migrate from North Pole at the beginning of winter to the warmer place. So like I said this is a unique property of some animals. Next one is hibernation. Now hibernation is a process in which some animals they go in the state of deep sleep, usually during the time of winter, when the winter is very harsh. So what they do, in order to survive, they go into a deep sleep. This is known as hibernation. Usually this kind of thing can be observed in polar bears and all. So they are in such a deep sleep